Hello, folks. Dave back here on a mild Wednesday afternoon. Ron said he was off today, going tonight, so we'll jump on and uh, kind of take over the noon shift here, as he's going to be doing tonight. We'll be recording tonight. We'll be offline tonight, recording our D2D show. But for right now, we're going to get back to our shootout. EZ, we're playing, is doing a 74-75 playoffs. And this is our setup right here. Okay, is what we got. And let's see. Let me just kind of, there we go, focus that a little bit better. Let me tell you what happened so far. So we started with the actual matchups, is what we did. Okay. And then from there, we reseeded as they did in real life. And this is where we are. We're in round 2 right now. So the Islanders got by the Rangers in 3 games. The Kings swept the Maple Leafs. Pittsburgh took St. Louis in 3 games, and Boston needed 3 games to get by Chicago. Okay. Now, in the next round, it was Boston, LA, and Boston ended up taking that in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games. Boston took that in 6 games, so Boston advances. Also in the second round, Montreal, Pittsburgh had a whale of a series. This was so fun, and I did stream this. And Montreal needed all 7 games to knock off Pittsburgh. They beat them soundly in Game 7, 8-0, but they needed all 7 games to beat the Penguins. That was a real fun series. So that's where we stand right now. We have 2 series left. We have Philadelphia and the Islanders, and the Sabres, Vancouver, and that'll get us down to our final 4. Now, if you haven't played Shootout EZ before, you use your Shootout team cards. You get your offense rating and your defense rating as you do in Shootout, and but use a different table. If this game is free, use a different table, and on that table, you will get a number, and then from there you will roll to see how many goals are scored in a period. So I'll show you how to do that here in 1 second. Just want to make sure that everything sounds okay. I didn't check my sound yet. And the only way I can do that is if I check it on my phone. Give me 1 second. Yeah. And so this sounds good. Once in a while, my mixer doesn't sync up. Okay, so we are good. We are good. All right, so we got Philadelphia, Long Island. And so we're going to call it the Islanders and the Flyers. And what I'm going to do, because both goalies played in the playoffs, I will roll for goalies. All right, let's first start with the offense. So for the Islanders away, they are F. There's no change. And the Flyers, they will be C. So they'll have their good offense here. So let's see who plays net for the Islanders and what the rating is. So a 26 will be Smith, and a 3 will be D. And it's either Perrant or Stevenson. I will not go with the third goalie, by the way. And it's going to be Perrant, and he'll be a B. So Perrant will be a B. So let's take a look at what that gives us now. So the Islanders are F on B. That's pretty bad. Wow, that'll be -4 for the Islanders. Yeah, they're going to have what was their record, by the way? They had 88 points. They weren't terrible with 33 wins, but they're going to have a real hard time trying to get something going here. Let me see if I can change my color here. That might be a little bit better. A little bit better white on the subject here. And how about this here? Yeah, that's a little bit better too. Let me come over here a little bit. There we go. Had a little bit of different setup today, so that'll come in handy now. Okay. And so now we're C on D, which is +1. So a big advantage here in Philadelphia. But again, because of the changes here, it can sway up or down 1. It's not going to be the same every time they play in Philadelphia. All right, so let's see what the Islanders can do. So they have -4. They're going to need really high rolls. A 2 is going to be absolutely nothing. So after 1 period, after 1 roll for the Islanders, they get nothing. Philadelphia, a 92. This might just end the game right here. A 92 is going to be 3 goals by the Flyers, and I don't think they're going to come back from that. not with a -4 rating. All right, so let's go to the second period. 3-0 Flyers. A 58. That might get them one. No, it doesn't. It doesn't. 58. They need a 69. Giggity. And they did not get that. So they're going to probably get shut out here. 77 for the Flyers. Oh, boy. So let me see. What's that going to give them here? 77 and +1 is going to be good for 2 more goals. 5-0. And they're going to just. So we're going to roll for the Flyers first. All right. Because they're in the lead as we go to the third period. And an 18 on 1, that would be nothing. So they'll have 5. The Islanders, they're going to need a 99 or 100 here, and they get 39, and that'll be nothing. They will be shut out. Shut out. 5-0 here in game 1. And so that will go to the Flyers. All right, let's go back here, and let's set up. Not much setup here. I don't have to change anything over here. And it's going to be period 1. So let's check to see who's in net. Yeah, we'll go goalie first. And a 61. They're going to go Resch this time, and he'll be a C. So Resch will be a C. Again, their offense remains F. Flyers offense this time will be D. So again, we get a little change here in the values. And in net, Perrant back in net with a B again. All righty. So F on B again is -4, and D on C is -1. So it's a two-point swing here for the Flyers on offense. So should be a closer game anyway. We'll see. If Raymond Barrett was here, we'd have some goaltending issues with the Flyers. I know we would. All right. So first period, Islanders will roll first with a -4. That'll get them a goal. So they finally score. They get 1 goal here in the series. Let's go this way with it. And that's 1-0 for the Islanders. The Flyers will roll. A 19 on a -1 is nothing. So after 1 period here in game 2, Islanders have a 1-0 lead. As Barbara comes by. Hi, Barbara. We're getting some melt here today. We're 35 degrees, 36 degrees. So we're getting a little bit of melt today. So I went out and cleared out the best I could. So we're getting rid of some of the snow. Not much, but it's better than 0, let me tell you. Oh, we get the 99 for the Islanders. And that's going to be a D6 roll. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. So this could give them anywhere from 1 to 6 goals, and it gets them 3. A big second period for the Islanders, and this puts the squeeze on Philadelphia now. Here in game 2. Boy, if the Islanders could steal one here, right? And the Flyers, a 26, and that is nothing. So we go to the third. Islanders will roll first because they're winning. A 67. Okay, that doesn't get them anything. So they have 4. Flyers need a big roll here. -1. A 14 is going to be nothing. And can you believe it? It is a 4-0 win for the Islanders here in game 2 as Lake Effects comes by. Good to see you. Okay, well, let's reset the reset. And let's go to Long Island now. So it's a 1-1 series as we go to Long Island. Right? And you have 30 and a bit of snow. We got the snow last night. Wasn't bad. It was, we could just brush it away or shovel it away. But everything underneath it, that's the problem. Everything underneath it, that was the trouble spot. And from Wisconsin, Mr. Dave comes by. Good to see you, Mr. Dave. All right, so the Flyers, they will be E away. Much different than that C in game 1. And can the Islanders, can they get the D? Yes, they will. So things looking good here for the Islanders. Let's check the Flyer goalie. Let's see if it's going to be Perrant or Stevenson. 51, that'll be Perrant again, and he will be B. And for the Islanders, They will go 50. They will go Resch, and he will be a C. All righty. So the Flyers E on C is -2. Big difference here at Long Island. It really is. And D on B, well, that's still a -2. So the -2 and -2. So it's kind of easy, or even, I should say. All right, Flyers will roll first. So they're both rolling -2. So whoever gets the highest rolls just wins this one here. And the 21 is nothing for the Flyers. So nothing for them. 5 is nothing. So no score after 1. So let's go to the second period. Okay. And 11 for the Flyers is nothing. Again, with a -2. We need to get 48 or higher. 80. Ooh. Well, that'll just be 1. Yep, that'll be 1. But the Islanders will get 1, and they'll get on the board. So the Islanders lead 1-0. And 33 degrees above 0 in the People's Republic for Dave. All right, so the Islanders will roll here in the third, up 1-0. And a 45, just misses. They don't get anything. They need 48. All right, so the Flyers, they need a 48 or better. And they get a 35. And we have another shutout this time. Oh, the Flyers are shut out again. A 1-0 win for the Islanders. And they will take game 3. The Islanders have a 2-1 series lead as we go to game 4. Okay. And some roads comes by. Yeah, some midday gaming. I said Ron was off today. He posted he was going tonight. So so with him going tonight, I said, okay, I will go at noon. I'll take his noon spot today and try to finish out this project. This has been fun. I had so much fun last night doing this project. It's about time I get back to having fun on the tabletop. And so I haven't done much with all the snow and just work and snow. And I get to use my new scoreboard here. This works great for projects like this, as I was saying. All right, so let's go to game 4 now. And let's see who's in net for the Flyers. And the 35, they're going to go Perrant again. He is B. And for the Islanders, it's going to be Smith with a D. Okay, let's check the offense now. Flyers offense on the road will be E. And can they get the D this time? Can they get it? No. Oh boy, that might have hurt them there. So we have an E on B. So they're a -3. And E on D is E on B is -3. E on D is -1. So the Flyers have the advantage in this one. So good chance for the Flyers to steal home ice advantage back. Trailing this series. Now, they've been shut out back-to-back games, the Flyers have been. So let's see what happens here. Ken Maka stretching out in the penalty box. I need to get the wrestling going. I'll get the wrestling going, the Ken Maka belt. We'll get that going. A 17, I think, on a -1 is going to be nothing. So the Flyers do not get anything in the first period. Islanders with a -3 at home. That is terrible. But they'll get an 80, though. And an 80 is good for 1 goal. So the Islanders will score. And they will lead this one 1-0 going into the second. And the cat's crawling all over Lake Effects, having a good time. Yeah, it's always fun. When I used to play my video games, my cat used to crawl up next to me. I used to be roasting. He was so hot. I was like, oh, man, dude, you're roasting. Flyers, they might get on the board with this 56 and a -1. Yes, they will get 1. So they will tie it up at 1-1. So the Flyers will score. Islanders up now in the second period. And a 93. Ooh, that might be good for 2 goals. So Islanders put up a 2 spot here, and they lead 3-1 going to the third. So again, I always roll the winning team. So the Islanders will get this roll. And a 51. Will that get them? No, it will not. So they are stuck at 3. Flyers at -1 now. They need 2 goals, and 20 is not going to get it. So the Islanders will take this one 3-1, and the Islanders take both at home, and they lead the series 3-1, taking 3 games in a row. And they'll go back to Philadelphia with chances to upset the number 1 seed. Let's see if they can get it done or not. They've been getting kind of lucky with the rolls. Here we go. I love the little dials here. As much as I like the dials for something like this, for quick games, this works great. I got my cream soda today. I only got 2 cream sodas left. I've been trying not to have the dark stuff, but the dark side always have the cream soda. All right, so we're going to go Game 5 in Philadelphia. Let's see. Okay, so the Islanders are F away. The Flyers will be D. Already an advantage to the Flyers. In net, Smith with a D. And for the Flyers, I wonder if Stevenson's ever going to get in the net here. Oh, yes, he will. Stevenson will go in. He'll be a D. So they're going to go Stevenson with a D. So let's check. F on D is -2, and D on D should be a 0. All right, so here we go. It is Game 5. Islanders with a 3-1 lead in the series. Let's see what they can do here. A 71. That might get them a goal. That'll get them a goal. So the Islanders get a goal here in the first period on a high roll, and they get one. Flyers, a 0-23 is no good. So we go to the second period. If the Islanders can pick up one more here, 17. No, that'll be nothing. Great chance for the Flyers to tie this, maybe even take the lead. No, a 14 will be nothing. So we go to the third. Islanders trying to close it out. A couple goals here might do that. Nice high roll for the Islanders will end the series. A 40. And a 40 is going to be nothing. So they're going to have to rely on the defense. The Flyers, they need 29 or higher. So they got a 71% chance of tying this game. And they're going to win it. The Flyers have come back to win it with a 95. They will get 3 goals, and they will win this one 3-1. So the Flyers come back, stave off elimination, and will force a Game 6 in Long Island. How about that? So a big 95 roll gets them the win. All right, the Islanders, let's see what they can do. The Islanders won 3 in a row. They need to win one more. All right, so the Flyers on the road, they will be E. Can the Islanders get the D? Can they get the D? No. So both offenses are E. In net for the Flyers will be Perrant with a B. And that's been the key here is the goaltending. Even though the Islanders won 3 in a row, Flyers have the better goaltending. Ooh, Billy Smith will be a C. So that's going to be the best goaltending rating that they can get. Okay, so we have E on C is -2, and E on B is -3. So a slight edge to the Flyers in this one. Here we go, Game 6. Islanders trying to close it out, advance to the Final Four, and upset the top seed. A 16, -2. That's going to be nothing. All right, Islanders get a chance here. Islanders 37. Nope, nothing. So we go to the second period. We're tied at 0. A 33, and that's going to be nothing. So the Islanders, if they could get a goal here, this could be a series-clinching goal. 88, and that'll get them. Oh, that'll be 2 goals. Ooh, boy, the Islanders might have just pulled this off. They got 2 goals as we go to the third. Trying to put away the Flyers. Somewhere Ray Barrett is, oh boy, having a tough time with this. Okay, so here we go. Dun, dun, dun. Islanders roll first. I think if they could get one more, they will take it. 41. No, they're not going to get it. So they end up with 2. Flyers, they need a big roll here. They need 84 or better to get the tie. And they get 44, and that's going to be absolutely nothing. And the Flyers get shut out again. Islanders win the series. Congratulations to the Islanders. They win it in 6 games, they were shut out once, but then they shut out the Flyers 3 times. Much different than yesterday's games. So the Flyers, thank you for playing. You can go join all these other teams. Pittsburgh, let's see who's gone. So Pittsburgh is gone, Los Angeles, Chicago, St. Louis, Toronto, and then the Rangers. They're all gone. Minnesota with a win. Washington, the Seals, Atlanta, and Kansas City, all sitting home. And the Flyers, you can join them. There you go. And so Barbara's all happy about the Islanders moving on. And so so they will join Boston. So we have 3 out of the 4. So these are the 3 that have moved on. And the next matchup is Buffalo, Vancouver. Both teams won their division, I believe. Let me see. Yes, they did, but Vancouver was a very low seed. Very, very, very low. They're very, very low. Let's see who played in net now. So Smith and Lockett both played. So we'll roll for them. And for Buffalo, yes, Desjardins. Wow, Desjardins and Crozier. All right, so hang on a sec here. So I need to pull out my 74. Oh, wait. Did I put it away? I think I did. So I need to call out. So Desjardins and Crozier. Bye-bye, Flyers. Yeah, that doesn't hurt my feelings. It really doesn't. All right, so let me get my ratings out here for the Buffalo goalies. Okay, so here's Desjardins. So let me just put this down here. So Desjardins is a C1 and a D. Okay, so Desjardins and Crozier. So Bromley didn't play, huh? So I will slide up. No, so I'll just kind of wing it, is what I'm going to do. Okay. All right, so we got Vancouver, Buffalo. And Vancouver will be in Buffalo. So let's take a look at the Vancouver offense. They will be E. Buffalo offense, they could be A or B. They will be B. Okay, in net, we'll roll to see if it's going to be Smith or Lockett. It'll be Lockett, actually. So we're going to go with Lockett. And with a 2, he'll be a D. That's not bad at all. And for Buffalo, you know what we'll do is we'll, what do we say it was? Desjardins. We'll put Desjardins in instead of Bromley. And so 46, well, Crozier, so it won't matter. So Crozier, and he'll be a C. All right, so that's all the setup there is. Just a couple of rolls, like you would for a normal shootout hockey game. All right, so Buffalo, Vancouver here. And let's see. So E on C will be -2, and B on D will be +2. So a big gap here. All right, there we go. -2 and +2. Here are the Canucks. Ooh, they might have got one here, and they did. The Canucks will sneak one in. And so Vancouver will take the lead here in the first. They got one. Buffalo now on the +2 column. 57. That'll be good for 2 goals. And Buffalo will take the lead here as we go to the second period. Vancouver rolling -2. Ooh, 68. That should get them 1, and it does. So Vancouver gets another one. They will tie it up for the moment. Buffalo now on +2. Ooh, a 23. Oh, no, they need 25. So Vancouver might actually steal this one on the road here. We're in a tie game. Let's see what the Canucks can do. Let's see if Lever or Bordelot or any of these guys here can get anything going. Harold Sneps. 62. I think that's going to be good for a goal. 62. Yeah, they'll get one. Oh, boy, the pressure is on the Sabres now at home. Let's see what they can do. Can they come back? Buffalo needs a semi-decent roll. Actually, they only need 25. They get a 75% chance of tying this, and they will win it. They will get 2 goals here in the third period on the 73, and they will win this one 4-3. So a good effort by the Canucks, but Buffalo will pull this out. All right, so let's go to game 2. All right, let's check offense for Vancouver. Ooh, they're gonna be E offense like they were the last time. And Buffalo will be A. Oh boy, so Buffalo, a good chance of taking this one. Let's see who's in net. Yeah, bye-bye Flyers. Bye-bye-bye. 44. Smith will be in net for Vancouver. And he will be in E. Ooh, not good at all. And for Buffalo, they're going to go with Desjardins, and he will be a D. All right, so if I have E on D, that'll be -1s. It's a little bit better for Vancouver. But A on E is +4. So Vancouver will probably get another goal or two, but yeah, it's going to be really tough here. The fog game saved the life of a bat. I know, right? D Scott comes by. Hi, D. Yeah. I don't know if I remember watching that or not. I was a young kid. And because it wasn't the Bruins, I don't know if I watched it. But I remember hearing about it. And I felt bad for Buffalo. I really wanted Buffalo to win that. Yes, this is a matchup between 2 teams that joined the league in 70-71. You are correct. All right, let's roll for Buffalo, Vancouver rather, on the -1. 35, ooh, close, or 30 rather, but no cigar, so they will not come up with anything. Let's go to Buffalo. Hey, Buffalo. Ooh, an 89 with a +4. That's going to be 3 goals, and Buffalo really putting the screws to them right now. All righty, Vancouver, can they get back in this game? A 37. Yeah, they'll get 1. Wait a sec here. No, they won't. They needed 38, so they will not get anything again. I don't think that really would have mattered anyway. 53 on a 4 is good for 2 more for Buffalo. So they are cruising 5-0 here. And will they get any more here? Yes, they will even add 1 more to make it 6 as we go to the third. All right, so Vancouver, they're going to need the 99 or the 100. 99 or 100, and they get absolutely nothing here. They get a 15, so they will get shut out in this game. It is 6 to absolutely nothing for Buffalo. And Buffalo will take a 2-0 lead here as we go to Vancouver. Let me just set up my score sheet here. Get up my ruler. Mr. Jims comes by. Good to see you, Doctor. As we are playing some Shootout EZ. We're rolling the 74-75 playoffs right from the start, and any changes we will adjust on the fly as far as teams winning. And we've already had a couple of upsets. I'm just using some lined paper here, just to kind of save. I made some really nice score sheets here for Shootout EZ. So, but I'm just kind of, because I'm playing a ton of games here, I just figured I'd just use Notepad. But it does look better on the other ones. All right, let's go to Vancouver. All All right, let's go out west. And let's see if Vancouver can do anything at home against these Sabres. All right, so Buffalo and Van. This will be game 3. And let's see how Buffalo does on the road. They will be a D. Vancouver at home. They will be a D. So it's a little bit more of an even matchup here on the road. Let's take a look at the goaltenders. Buffalo again. I replaced Bromley. I replaced Coffee with Folgers, with Desjardins, because Desjardins and Crozier split the playoffs. So 43 will be Crozier. So Crozier back in net. And with a 5, it's going to be a D. And it's either Smith or Lockett over here. Looks like it's going to be Lockett. So he'll get in another game. And he'll be an E. And here we go. All right, so we should be set to go. Buffalo will roll first. Oh, let me get my values here. So D on E is +1. So it'll be a +1 and a 0. That's how we got it. And again, how you play this game is after you get your value, when you look at the offense compared to the defense, you just roll on the chart. Okay, so I get 0 and +1, and then you roll, and you just look at what you roll, and then you see how many goals you got. It's that simple, and it's free. If you have Shootout Hockey, this is a free edition, and it's so much fun. All right, so let's start with Buffalo with a +1 and a 54. That'll get them a goal. Buffalo will take a quick 1-0 lead. Vancouver, a 59 with a 0. That'll get them 1. So we are tied 1-1 after 1. Buffalo comes up now. And at 0-2, that will be absolutely nothing. Vancouver with a chance to take the lead here. And yes, they will. They will actually get just a 1. With a 0, 73 gets them 1 goal. So they will lead this one 2-1 going into the third. They will get the first roll. And the first roll is 89 with a 0, and that's going to be a pair of goals. So Vancouver doing much better at home. They lead this one 4-1. We are in the third period. And so Buffalo now needs 3. So a 3 with a +1, they will need 86 or better. 86 or better. And they get a 16, which is absolutely nothing. And so Vancouver will win the first game of the series, or their first game of the series, a score of 4-1. So we move on, go to game 4 now in Vancouver. And let's see what Buffalo can do here. Let's see who's, let's check the offense. So Buffalo's offense will be a D again. And Vancouver, they'll be an E this time. Not quite as good. All right. Who's in net? That'll be DeRozier, or Desjardins, rather. He will be a D. So he gets the better of the role here. And in net, 44 will be Smith with a D. Pretty even games here in Vancouver as far as ratings go. So a D on a D is 0, and an E on a D is -1. So 0 and -1. So here we go. Game 4. Will Vancouver tie it up, or will Buffalo take a 3-1 lead? Let's go with Buffalo first. A 95 on a 0. That is good for 3 goals. So Buffalo, a big start here. They will score 3 on Smith. So can Vancouver chip away at this lead? A 54 with a -1. Yeah, they'll get 1. So at the end of one period, 3-1 Buffalo. Again, Buffalo, they won big at home. They won 4-3. They edged them out 4-3, and then 6-0. I love seeing all the scores here. That's really fun. How they go back and look at the series. Buffalo 13. Oh, that's going to be nothing. That's going to be nothing with a 0. Vancouver. A 60. 60 is going to get them 1. So Vancouver cuts that lead to 3-2 as we go to the third period. Alrighty. So here we go. Buffalo now will roll first. They're winning. And I got a 51. That'll be good for a goal. So Buffalo has 4. Vancouver, they will need to roll. So they're -1. They will need 80 or better to get 2 goals to tie it. 80 or better. And they will get, 78. 78. They get 1. They fall short 4-3. And Buffalo now has a commanding 3-1 lead as we go back to the odd. Is that ODD? Is that how you spell it? ODD? Okay. Game 5. Right? Game 5. Yeah, Buffalo with 1, 2, 3 wins. So Vancouver wins 1 at home, and that's it. So here we go. You know what I mean. All right, let's go back to Buffalo. Let's see what the away team is in there. Oh, they'll be E. So that's not too bad. Buffalo at home. They'll be A, though. Buffalo will be A. Let's see who's in net for Vancouver. 62 will be Lockett, and he'll be E. For Buffalo, they're going to go to Crozier, and he'll be C. Okay, so an E on a C is -2, and A on an E is +4. So Buffalo should win this one here. Going down a rabbit hole on the influence of timeouts in basketball, hockey. Under the current rules, a coach might call a timeout to reset lineups to change momentum. It's a little bit of both. It's really when things start going south, the coach calls a timeout and just settles everybody down and says, okay, let's just relax here and come up with some strategy. And sometimes sometimes with the icing rules now, whereas you can't change lines on icing, they will call timeouts usually in the second or third period. If the team's been out there a long time and they can't change the lineups on an icing, they'll call a timeout to rest the guys. I see that a lot too. Or just late in the game, just to kind of go over some last minute tactical information, I guess. Does it have an effect? Sometimes. Sometimes you'll call a timeout and get squared away, and you'll do well, and other times you won't. It's really the icing is that rule. If you ice the puck, you're not allowed to change your players. That's been around for a little while now. I don't know how new that is, but it's got to be. It could be 10 years old now. It might be 10 years old now. Whenever the last stoppage was, I think they put that in. I think. So yeah, so a lot of you'll see them do that. Sometimes even late in the second period when guys are tired. They just don't want to have tired guys out there, so they'll use a timeout. Alrighty, so Lockett and Crozier here. Vancouver -2 will roll first, trying to save off elimination. A 49 on a -2. That'll get them a goal, actually. So Vancouver will pick up 1. And they were on the board. Buffalo with a +4. Oh, my gosh, a 98. 4 goals for Buffalo. They're just blowing the doors off them here at the odd. It's a very odd place. Second period, Vancouver. Oh, they're going to need some rolls. They're going to need some rolls. A 39 is not going to get it done. That is nothing. Buffalo walking away with this one. Oh, they'll get nothing no on that, right? No, they'll get 1 because they're a +4. All they needed was 13, so they will get 1. So they've increased the lead. We go to the third. Buffalo, moments away from taking this one. We're going to roll Buffalo first. 12, though. No, they needed 13, so they won't get anything there. Vancouver needs the 99. They need a 99, and they get nothing. And so the final score is 5-1 Buffalo. Buffalo will win the series and they will advance. So Vancouver will join Philadelphia and everyone else. And we have our final four. So now I got to see what the matchups are going to be. We have Boston, Montreal, Buffalo, and Long Island. Oh, it was 20 years ago. Okay, that was a long time that they did that icing. All right, so Buffalo was the second seed. Then Montreal. Then Boston and the Islanders. All right, so we have Buffalo and the Islanders and Montreal, Boston. That's what we got. So we'll continue on. And so we're going to go Islanders at Buffalo. And again, we're rolling for goalies here. Oh, looks like the clouds are back out. I wanted that sun out to get some melting some of the snow. All right, so let's see. So the Islanders are away. They're F. Buffalo is A. And now let's check for goalies. Smith with a C. And for Buffalo, Desjardins with a D. And again, there's no Bromley, so I had to call up the Buffalo extra players, and because they had Crozier and Desjardins play, so I had to use the Desjardins on the reserves. So in case you're wondering where he is, he's in the reserves. All right, so here we go. So A on C is +2 for Buffalo, and F on, what do you say, D? The goalie over here. Yeah, I think he was. I think he was a D. So we got F on D and -2. All right, here we go. All right, so let's start rolling some dice here. Let's see how Long Island does here. They upset the Flyers. Let's see. We have a 43 on the -2, and nope, no, that'll be nothing. So nothing for the Islanders. Buffalo with a +2, a 52. That'll get them 1. So Buffalo here at the odd. It's a 1-0 lead. 47. Does that get us anything? No, I need 48. Imagine that. I need 48. I didn't get it. Buffalo with an 81. And they'll get a pair of goals here, and I think that'll pretty much do it. I'll roll Buffalo first here in the third. And a 54. That'll get them 1 more. And so they have 4. So the Islanders on -2, the only way they can get 4 is with a 99 or 100. And they'll get 55. That'll give them 1. So they won't get shut out, but they will lose this game 4-1, and Buffalo will take game 1. All right, so let's reset. Okay. And let's see. So again, they are automatically F because there's no change over here. And Buffalo with a 6, they will be B. And let's check goaltenders again for the Islanders. They're going to go Resch with a C. And for Buffalo, they're going to go Desjardins with a D. Okay, so F on D, we know that's a -2, and B on C, I think that's a +1. Yeah. All right, here we go. Game 2. Game 2. Let's see what they can do in game 2. 44 on a -2. That's going to be nothing. Buffalo, 15 on a +1. That will be nothing. So we're going to go to the second period scoreless. 45 on -2. Oh, just misses, but nothing again. Buffalo, 61 on a 1 is going to be good for 1. That's it. So Buffalo will take the lead. And now let's go to the third period. We'll roll Buffalo first. I like to roll the winning team first. 76. That's going to be a good roll. That'll be good for a pair of goals. So Buffalo, 3-0 now over the Islanders. Can they get it done here? Gonna need something. Oh, look at that! Oh man, the 99 roll, the 99 restaurant. Oh man, so they will roll. Let me double check this. Yeah, they're gonna roll a D6. So they're gonna roll the D Scott Howard here. So they have a chance to win it. A 4, 5, or 6. They got a 50% chance of winning this game. A little over 50% chance of tying it, and then they have what 36% chance or something like that of losing. All right, there it is. They get the D6 roll. What kind of third period do they have? Oh, they will tie it. So we have overtime. So the Islanders with the 99 roll tie the game, and we go into bonus time. So how this works is we're going to take a look at Buffalo's rating, which is +1. In a 1 to 36, Buffalo wins. 37-65, Long Island wins. Anything over 65, we play on. I know the overtime. So 1 to 36 for Buffalo. Here we go. Overtime. 29, and Buffalo will score, and they will win this one in overtime, 4-3. So a great job by the Islanders, but Buffalo will take it in overtime. And again, if you wanted to, you could roll to see who got the goals. That's the great thing about this. So here we go. So now we're in Long Island. We're on the island. And let's see what Buffalo brings to their offense. Oh, they're going to bring the C offense. They said, yeah, it's going to be a sea of C's. And, oh, E for Long Island, not good. Not good. Let's see who's in net for the Buffaloes. It's going to be Desjardins again. And he's going to be a D. And now for Long Island, 56 will be Resch, and he'll be a C. And here we go. So a C on C is a 0. E on D is -1. So it's a much more even matchup here. Yes, we have overtime. At least this game plays quick, right? Okay. So Buffalo on the 0 here. Buffalo leads 2-0. And the Islanders, yeah, PJ comes by for the Islanders. So a 32-0 will get them a goal. So Buffalo's on the board, 1-0. And now the Islanders, 85 with a -1 is going to be a pair of goals. So Islanders cash in with a couple to take the lead 2-1 here at Uniondale, right? What was the name of the rink? It was was it Uniondale Arena? Nassau Coliseum, right? Nassau Coliseum. That's right. All right, so Buffalo in the second period, 6. Oh, that would be nothing. I know that. Anything in the zeros is nothing. So the Islanders -1 have a chance to increase on their lead. Oh, look at that. 3 goals on the 95. And they will be hammering away now, 5-1. So looking good for them to steal. So Islanders roll first. 67, another one here. So they'll tack on an insurance goal, so it's 6-1. So now Buffalo, they need to roll the 99. And they'll get 67 with a 0, and that'll get them a goal. So they'll lose this one 6-2. So the Islanders will take game 3, and the series is now 2-1 for Buffalo. All right, so let's see what Buffalo is on the road today. Oh, they'll be a C again. So that worked out for them. Islanders, they'll be a D this time. Let's check our goalies. A 15, so that'll be Desjardins again, and he will be, he'll be a C. Right, he's a C1. Wasn't that what I said it was? C1? Yeah, C1. And for the Islanders, 22 will be Smith, and he'll be a D. Okay, so here we go. The plow guys are out. Oh yeah, our street's a bear over here. Even my street, or at least in front of my house, it is. We got a little bit of melt. I'm pretty happy about that. All right, so D on C is -1 for Islanders, and C on D would be +1 for Buffalo. Right? Yep, I think so. All right, so another advantage for Buffalo. Let's see what they can do with that advantage. So on a +1, a 49, that should be good for a goal, and it is. Well, Buffalo gets 1, and they lead this 1-0. 6 for the Islanders. That'll be a 0. So we go to the second period. 82 for Buffalo. That'll be good for a pair of goals. And they lead this 1-3 to absolutely nothing. So the Islanders, they need to kind of cash in here. They really do. Ooh, a 12. Yep, nothing. So we go to the third. 3-0 visitors. Buffalo will roll first. 93. 93 is 3 goals. And they lead 6-0 here in Uniondale. So they're going to need the 99 again. It's the only way they can come back. And, ooh, they got a 91. And a 91 with a -1 is 2 goals. So they'll keep it respectable. Maybe not. 6. So back-to-back 6-2 games. And this time it's Buffalo. So Buffalo, up 3-1, will come back home with a chance to put these guys away in game 5, right? So this is 2, 3, 4. Yeah, game 5. Okay. Oh, so the Islanders are always F away. We know that. And Buffalo, they'll be, almost got the A, but they'll be B. And let's check our goaltenders, our chicken tenders. So they're going to go Resch, and Resch will be a C. Buffalo, they're going to go Bromley, and he'll be D. F on D is -2. B on C is +1. So -2 and +1. All right, Long Island trying to stay alive here in game 5. They did steal one at home, but Buffalo's won both in Buffalo and one in Long Island. So, an 82. That'll be good. Oh, just 1 goal, though. Imagine that. Just 1. So they'll get 1. Buffalo with a +1, a 34. That'll get them 1, so we'll be tied. We'll be tied 1-1. Let's go to the second here. Game 5. 52 on a -2. Oh, that'll get them 1. Yeah, sometimes that's all you need. So 2-1. And Buffalo now. Oh, the 96. 96, and that'll be good for 3 goals. 3 goals. Cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. And it is 4-2 as we go the third. Yeah. It's only 60 in Dallas right now. Send some of that this way, will you? Let's get some 60 degrees. Take care of some of this snow. There's just so much of it. You can't even see around corners. It's kind of dangerous. All right. Buffalo rolls first. An 81. Ooh, boy. That'll just put the dagger in there. 2 more goals. 2 more goals. And that gets them to 6. And the Islanders, unless they get the 99, which they've gotten once before, they'll get a 49. And that'll just be good for 1. So the final score is 6-3. Buffalo will advance to the Stanley Cup Finals. Congratulations to the Sabres. So they will get there. They will not play Philadelphia, though. Remember, Philadelphia lost to these Islanders. So now, let's see if Buffalo plays Boston or Montreal. Right? So let me get my score sheet. Set up. And we get Montreal and Boston. So let me get my teams. Offense, defense, the easy rating, and my period scores, overtime, and the final. Sabres' chances got a lot better. Well, Montreal's no slouch. I mean, Montreal could be a AA at home, and that's just incredible. Then with if they get Dryden as a C, that's a pretty good lineup right there. Okay, score sheet is done. I always go over to Staples. I get these little pads here and notebooks. Every time they have their sales, like their school sales, I zip over and I get them. I grab the they have these like for like a quarter. Sometimes they have the notebooks for 25 cents, and I'll grab a whole bunch of stuff on the school sales. I'll spend like $12 and I'll come home with a big bag of notepads and stuff for gaming. All right, Montreal, Boston. And we're gonna start where else? At the Forum. And let's see how it goes here. So, oh, wow. Away is an E. Wow. At home, they're good. Away, they are going to get smoked at the Forum. And Montreal, home, is AA. Yeah, Montreal's going to crush them. They're crusher. All right. In net, 42. Gilbert with a D. So that's actually probably the best news Boston's got. And they will go Dryden with a C. So, oh boy. So that's like the worst news. So E on C is -2, and the double A on D is +4. That's a 6-column swing. Good luck. Good luck, Boston. And a 29 is absolutely nothing. Montreal with a +4 and an 87. 3 goals. And yeah, that's pretty much it, I would say. Boston just that E on the road, that is just not good. Not good at all. Another 0 for Boston. 38 for Montreal. That'll get them 1 more. So they'll be up 4-0. We'll roll Montreal first. 94. Are you kidding me? 3 more goals. They had just destroyed Boston. And Boston needs a 0-0. And they'll get 32. And that'll be nothing. So it is a 7-0 win for Montreal. That wasn't even close. That wasn't even fair. It wasn't a fair fight. And I only have to reset the one side because it's a shutout. All right, here we go. Let's try it again. Boston is E. Montreal, this time they'll just be single A. As D13 comes by, good to see you, D. Thanks for the kind words. And we're just playing, yeah, Jacket's off today. He's coming on tonight, so I figured I'd try to wrap up my shootout project here. This has been super fun. This has been last night's Montreal-Pittsburgh series was so good. In net, we're going to go Brooks, and he's an E. So it gets even worse for Boston here. Will they go Dryden again? No, they're going to go LaRock, but he'll be a D. So they said, Dryden, you can take the night off after the 7-0 win. All right, so E on D is -1 for Boston. So that's a little bit better. And A on E +4 again. Here we go. Let's go, Boston. 69 giggity. That might be good for one. Yeah, they'll get one. Hey, that's their first goal of the series. So they'll take a quick lead here. Montreal, 83 though. And that's 3 goals. That'll probably do it again. I don't see Boston scoring that many goals, even on the Rock. This could be a quick series. Although Boston's good at home, though. Nothing. Let's go Montreal. 70. Look at the rolls. Not only are they dominating with the rating system, but they're just destroying them on rolls. All right, let's go to the third. I kind of knew this would be a quick series. 55 +4 is 2 more. Wow. Back-to-back 7s. So Boston, again, they need the 99. And they get 48. And Boston gets destroyed here. 7-0 and 7-2. The first 2 games of the series in Montreal. That's kind of how it went for me as a kid. All right, well, let's go to Boston. Boston's been upset Central this postseason. Well, we'll see. Well, they beat what? Chicago, then L.A. Let's see how it goes here. So Montreal on the road. They will be a C. Boston at home. Can we get the 1? No, they'll be an A. In net for Montreal. 41 will be Dryden D. And for Boston, in goal, Gilbert D. So Gilbert and Dryden. So C on D is only a +1. A on D is a +3. So Boston advantage here at home. All right, so Montreal +1, 50. That should get them a goal. Yeah, that'll get them 1. So here it is. Boston, 39 with a 3. That'll get 1. You need to take advantage of this, Boston. You need to get all the goals you can. All right, second period. '51. Boy, they're just going to rack up the singles here. 2-1 Montreal. Boston, they need something big. 8. That'll be absolutely nothing. So we go to the third. Montreal looking to take a stranglehold on this. And a 42 with a 1. And that'll be good for 1. So they'll have 3. So Boston, I mean, they +3 is good. All they need is a 51. They have, 51% chance, I think, of tying this game up, and they'll get a 41. And with a +3, that'll be 1 goal, and they will lose this one 3-2. So a poor effort by Boston, and Montreal up 3-0. And they're on the verge of sweeping Boston like they did so many times when I was a kid. It was unfair. It was cruel. It was cruel. No wonder why my parents wouldn't let me stay up and watch the games. They probably did me a favor. All right, game 4. Backs against the wall. And Montreal, they'll be a D this time. They're going to take it easy on them, I think. Boston, double A for Boston. So they have a chance to salvage a game. I don't see them coming back and winning 4 with these ratings. Dryden back in net with a D. And Boston's going to go with Gilbert with an E. Okay, so Montreal is D on E. There will be +1 again. And Boston will be +4 this time. All righty. Where's Big Poppy when you need him? All right, Montreal +1, 79. And that'll be a couple of goals. So Montreal up 2. Let me just double check the +1, 79. Yeah, that's 2. So Boston +4, 33. They'll get 1. Still, they just keep trailing. Second period. Montreal off a +1, 50. That should be good for 1. It is. So Montreal 3-1. Boston rolling here. 38 on a 4. That's good for 1. So Boston still trails 3-2 to go the third. Montreal will roll first. And 76 week 11, second season football. Nice. As he's playing one of my favorite seasons, and second season's a fun game. I was playing the second season Express. That was really cool. All right, so can Montreal add to their lead? Yes, they'll get another one here. So Montreal 4, Boston 2. Boston needs a big role here to stay alive in the series, and they will get it. They will get it, and they will pick up 3 goals. Of course they will. And they'll come back and win this one 5-4. So they won't get swept, but they're just kind of delaying the inevitable. We should be playing the World Series right now, right? All right, we go to the Forum where Boston gave up 7 goals in both games. 7 goals in both games. All right, here we go. Well, Boston again. This E rating is killing them on the road. It really is. And Montreal will be A. For the goaltenders, Gilbert with an E. And for Montreal, 33, they're going to go Dryden with a D. All righty, so Boston, E on D is -1. It's not horrible, but Montreal is a +4, and that's a huge difference. All right, here we go. Boston trying to stay alive. Ooh, an 80, a good showing here, and that'll get them a couple of goals in the first period. So Boston showing a little bit of fight here. Montreal, they will get those goals back, and it's going to be 2-2 after one period. Go to second period. Boston trying to stay alive here. 26 is not going to do it. They will get nothing. Montreal, 28 with a 4. That might get them 1. It does. So Montreal takes the 3-2 lead as we go to the third period. All right. Montreal will roll first, looking for some insurance goals. And, they're going to get them in bunches here. They will get 3 insurance goals. 6-2. Boston needs the 99 here. That's the only way they can come back. They get absolutely nothing. So they get destroyed again, giving up 7, 7, and 6 goals at the Forum. And Montreal will advance to play Buffalo, and Boston. See you later. Yeah, we'll roll it here. Might as well. We're here. We'll wrap up our project here with the the series between Buffalo and Montreal. Now, what I do need to look at though, let me just set up my score sheet here. All righty, let me get that going here. I think Buffalo is the favored team. I'm pretty sure. They were pretty close in points. Yeah, Buffalo, Philadelphia, Montreal all had 113 points, but I think Buffalo had more wins. So Buffalo will be the home team here in the series. So can Buffalo get it done? Buffalo's won the title before on my channel. I think they won it in 1980 of all things. Okay. All right. So Montreal comes into the odd. And let's take a look at the Montreal offense. So they will be C. Buffalo offense will be B. In net for Montreal will be Dryden as a D. For Buffalo, Desjardins as a D. So Buffalo will be 2 plus 2, and Montreal will be plus 1. So pretty even here in Buffalo. I imagine Montreal will be much different. All right, game 1 of the Cup Finals. Here we go. Let's see what we can do here as we have the finals going. 86 for Montreal. Oh, wow. 3 goals to open up the Cup Finals in Buffalo. They're not messing around. They're getting the rolls, the jelly rolls. Buffalo 57 with a 2. Well, that'll get them a pair. So it's 3-2 after 1. $49 for Montreal this time. That'll be good for 1. So they'll be up by a pair. Buffalo will roll. 60. That might be good for 2. And it is. So Buffalo gets 2, and we are tied at 4-4 going to the third. So we will roll the visitors. The Montreal Inevitables. Yeah, that's pretty accurate. 47 with a 1. That's good for 1. So Montreal will take a 5-4 lead. And now it's up to Buffalo. Oh, did they choke or did they not? No, they'll get the 1. And so we shall go to overtime here as it's 5-5. Okay, in overtime, Buffalo's a +2, so 1-38 and 39-66. 1-38 for Buffalo. And they will win. Buffalo in overtime. They will get the goal. And a crazy 6-5 win here in game 1 of the finals. The Sabres have taken the first one. All righty. Game 2. Let's roll this out here. Montreal, this time they're a little tired. They'll be a D. And Buffalo will be a B. Let's see if they make any goaltending changes here. No, they're going to go right back to Dryden, who's a D. And Buffalo, they'll stay with Desjardins as a D. So here we go. Montreal will be a 0 this time and +2. So a little bit better here. Chances for Buffalo if they want to steal a game. And Montreal, 24 on a 0-0. So they are shut out here in that first period. Buffalo, 52 with a 2. That'll get them on the board. They'll get the 1. So let's go to the second period. Montreal 44 on a 0. That'll get them 1, so they'll tie the game momentarily. And Buffalo 93. That'll get them 3 goals. 3 goals in the second period. Boom, boom, boom. 4-1 as we go to the third. So Buffalo will roll first. See if they tack anything on. 58, that should get them at least 1. That'll get them 2. So Buffalo with 6 more goals here. They got 6 in game 1 on Dryden and 6 in game 2. So Montreal, they're going to need that 99 roll. Oh, they get 91, but that'll be short. So they'll get 2 goals in the third. That'll give them 3. And Buffalo takes the first 2 games of the series in Buffalo, 6-5 and 6-3. I got a funny feeling this is going 7. I think like all the home team's going to win. If I was a betting man. All right. So let's see how Buffalo does on the road. There'll be a D on the road. And let's see what Montreal brings tonight. They will be A. All right, let's check our goaltenders. 45 will be Crozier. Crozier going in the net, and he'll be a C. So see if the old man can get it done. 45, that'll be Dryden again with a D. Okay, so we have D on D for Buffalo, so they will be 0. A on C is +2. So the edge goes to Montreal. Here we go. Buffalo rolling first in game 3. 6, and that'll be absolutely nothing. And Montreal, a 1 will be nothing. So no score after 1. So these two teams have had a bunch of goals in game 1. Struggling here. 27 with a 0. Oh, they need 29, so it's still a 0. Montreal, they should cash in here, and yeah, they do. That'll be 1. So Montreal 1-0 here at the Forum. As we go to the third, I will roll Montreal first. A 14-0. So this not only opens the door for Buffalo to tie, it opens the door for Buffalo to win. A 29 or better ties it. 75 or better wins it. 96. 96 will be 3 goals by the Sabres in the third period. Boom, 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 boom. And Buffalo comes back to shock Montreal in game 3 at the Forum with 3 goals in the third. And they will take game 3, and they have a commanding 3-0 lead over the Canadiens as we go to game 4 in the Forum. Is it Buffalo's time, or does Montreal have any more referee tricks up those sleeves? The Buffalo offense will be C, so their offense is coming to play here today. Montreal offense is AA, though, so they are coming to play as well. Do they go back to Crozier in the nets? Yes, they do, and he's a C again, so Crozier could get it done here for Buffalo. And Dryden will go back in net. They're going to stick with Dryden here. And so here we go. Yeah, cheering for the Sabres. So C on D is +1 for Buffalo. AA on C is +3. So it's still a 2-column advantage for Montreal. But let's roll the dice. Game 4, Buffalo leading this 3-0. In a 34, that should get them 1. Yes, it does. So Buffalo will get the 1. You always like to pick up at least 1. Now Montreal, 32 with a +3, that gets them 1. So we are tied 1-1 after 1. Let's go to the second period. 37, that might get them 1. Yes, it does. So Buffalo, not rolling great, but they do have a couple of goals. Montreal now, and they get nothing. They get nothing. Buffalo leading 2-1. Can they add to this lead in the third? They tack on a couple of goals. That might be that. 10. Nope, they get nothing. So Montreal now has the chance to not only tie it but win it. Anything decent at all, and a 53, that might be good enough to win it. And yes, that'll be 2 goals, and Montreal will come back and win this one 3-2, and they will avoid the sweep. So now we go back to Buffalo for Game 5. Buffalo had their chance, but they rolled poorly. They chose poorly. And let's see what Montreal does here on the road. There will be a C. Buffalo will be a B. Not the role they wanted. In net is Dryden with a D. And they're going to go Crozier again with a D. So he's a little tired. They're overusing him. Dryden and Crozier. Here we go. C and D is +1. And B and D is +2. So Buffalo with a 1-column advantage. Here we go. Game 5 of the series. And Montreal will start off first. A 51. That should get them a goal. And it does. So Montreal will pick up a goal here. And let's see what Buffalo does in the first period on the +2. A big roll it is. And they will get 3 goals in the first period. Ho, ho, ho. Boom, boom, boom. 3-1 Buffalo. Let's go with the second. Montreal, they need to try to get back in this one. A 59 is pretty good. And that'll get them 1. So 3-2. They can hold Buffalo here. That sets up a thrilling third period. Here we go. Buffalo. Oh, no, the 89. And that's 3 more goals for Buffalo. And they lead 6-2 going into the third period. Can Buffalo hang on? So we're going to roll Buffalo first. Another big roll should probably clinch it. 97. Oh, they had just lit up Dryden. So bad. 3 more goals. So 3 goals in each period, and that's 9. 9 goals. Montreal, the only way they can come back is to get the 0-0 and then the 12. Oh, they get 80. If that was 0-0, I would have thrown the dice out, and I would have said no. I'm kidding. So they will get a pair of goals in the third. But congrats to the Buffalo Sabres. An unbelievable 9-4 win here at home in Game 5. And the Buffalo Sabres have taken the Shootout EZ replay here. So that was fun. So, I want to thank everybody that tuned in. A little project here I did a little bit last night and a little bit today. It was really fun. I'll post my scores a little bit later, but that was a fun time. Just something quick. Play the whole playoffs out. Last night we had some really great fun in the shorter series. They were cool. Anyway, I'm Dave. Maybe I'll catch you guys later. I do have to record the show tonight, so if it gets to be too late, then I might not see you. But that is that. So again, congrats to Buffalo. A big 9-4 win at home, putting an exclamation point on this this project here, as they will win the Stanley Cup over Montreal. Thanks to the Islanders for knocking off the Flyers. Right. All right. We'll talk to everybody later. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed this one. Shootout EZ. Again, if you have Shootout Hockey, the EZ version is for free. So you can pick it up for free. We'll talk to you all later. Bye-bye.